Hi there and welcome to Out of Spec Reviews. My name is Dave, I'm Kyle's dad, and today we've got a fun one for you because for those of you who've watched my previous video, I actually took delivery of this ID.4 Pro right over here. And I loved it so much, I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna get the Pro S, and I did, and there it is. So today, we're gonna do a comparison video. Before this one goes to its newest owner, I'm gonna be actually able to go through and compare one versus the other. There's a $6,000 price difference between these, and let's see if it makes sense for you to buy the base versus the Pro. For me, I did it. We'll see what happens. So we're gonna start our day here in Stamford, Connecticut at the Ridgeway Electrify America station. I've actually got both cars charging up to 100%, and what we're gonna do is my wife Kathy and I are going to drive these cars all over Fairfield County today, and we're going to compare to see if there's any difference in terms of efficiency. Now, the ID.4 Pro S, the one that I bought, has the gradient package, which means it's got the 20-inch wheels. It's also got the glass roof, so it's a little bit heavier. The ID.4 Pro has the 19-inch wheels. Is that going to make any kind of a difference? Let's see. That's not really the huge part of this video today, but let's take a look at the efficiency that's going on here. So we can see here that the ID.4 Pro has almost to 100% state of charge. Now, what was interesting was when I went to plug in here at EA, I charged this Pro S first. And what was interesting about that was it worked fine. But then on my same app, when I had to plug in a second car on my same account, I had to call EA. The guy Nick on the phone was awesome. He helped me out, but I couldn't figure out how to get both of them authorized, even though they're two separate accounts, or actually one account, and I own two cars. But the guy Nick on the phone, he showed me how to do it. He authorized it remotely, and it was no problem. So this one here, the Pro S, is finished charging. It's interesting, they're saying I have a grace period of 8 minutes. Now, I did choose to connect up to both 350 here and also the 350 over there. There's really only one other car here. It's a Kona charging over there. But in any event, it's time to unplug. So I just simply unplug here, put this in the charge, a little charging holster there. Grab this silly thing right here, plug that in. How do I do this? 1 second there. We'll get it. All right, there. And we close it up. So that's all good. The Pro is almost finished charging. Just got a text message thanking me from Electrify America. You're welcome. I've taken now 36 kilowatt hours in about 49 minutes. The state of charge that I pulled in with was, I can't even remember, but these things charge fast. And again, the key thing here for me today is not to do a range or a test in terms of how fast these are charging, but rather get them both to 100%, go drive around in some mixed city, some mixed highway, a little bit of country roads, and oh, look at this. Please unplug. We've got it. Just got a text message. Thank you from Electrify America. I've got a 10-minute grace period. I don't know what that means if I've got free charging, but look, I'm here. I'm going to unplug and off we go. These cables, I must say, are quite heavy, and we plug it in. Thank you, David. Well, you're very welcome, EA. Thank you for your energy today. And we'll go ahead and plug this little thing in again, and we are ready to rock and roll. So again, thank you, Electrify America, for free charging on both of our cars. Next stop, we'll probably talk about a little bit of comparison here. So here we are driving on the Route 7 North in Norwalk, Connecticut. We're gonna head south on the Merritt, end up somewhere probably over New Canaan to do the comparo. But so far, we've been having a good ride. My wife Kathy's behind me in the Pro S. I am driving the Pro, and it's beautiful. Kind of not a super hot day here in Connecticut, but we're doing well. I wish these cars weren't in front of me because I would definitely love to let this thing rip around. This is one of my favorite turns. It's a beautiful hairpin. I don't know, is it called a hairpin? Beautiful turn here, heading from Route 7 in Norwalk to south on the Merritt. You can really, oh, beautiful. We've got a great traffic jam on the Merritt. What else is new? Here we are, Connecticut, United States of America. Always traffic on a Sunday. Oh well, what are you gonna do? The one thing that you'll notice here is I'm using Apple CarPlay, and this is on the Pro, and the actual interface with Waze is excellent, but the screen resolution is quite small, and I find it to be much bigger. It's only a 2-inch extra large screen on the Pro S, but the 12-inch screen, it actually makes the resolution and reproduction of Waze, I think, a lot clearer, significantly clearer actually. And I think that's for me at least, that's a big benefit. It's not as though I can't see this screen, but everything seems super small, whereas the way with which it displays Waze on the Pro S is much cleaner. So let's start the comparison of these two cars. On the left-hand side, to me, we've got the Pro, and on the right, we've got the Pro S. But the question is, which is worth the buy? It's your money, it's your hard-earned money. Is the Pro S really worth $6,000, more money than the Pro? Now let me break this down. The Pro has a base price of $39.95. It has the auto-dimming rear view mirror with HomeLink, $325 option. $235 gives you the mats and the first aid kit. Another $99 for, they break it up a little bit. $1,195 delivery for a total $41,849. Now the Pro S over here, is a $44,495 list price. It has the $1,500 gradient package, which I'll go over. $334 for the mats and so on. $325 again for the rear view mirror with the HomeLink. $1,195, so $47,849 for the Pro S over here, and $41,849 for the Pro over here. Now, if you're really truly shopping for just the car to get you from point A and B, this is a no-brainer. Just buy the Pro. This thing is an incredible value, especially here in the United States, where you get an extra $7,500 federal tax credit on that car. And sorry about that, dropped my notes there. But, I think that the question is, what are the additional features that you get in the Pro S, and are those really worth it? So let's start with the things that are in common with these cars. Let's start by talking a little bit about the statistics. The EPA estimated miles per range on the Pro is 260 versus 250. The question is why? Well, the Pro with the gradient has 20-inch wheels. Now, I don't quite understand that, because this thing comes with, both of these cars come with 3 years free Electrify America, but 650 versus $700. City miles per gallon, you got 107 versus 104. On the highway, this is estimated to get 91 mpg. This one 89 mpg. On the kilowatt hours per 100 miles is 34. This will actually use 34 kilowatt hours per 100 miles. This one will burn 35 kilowatt hours. So they're very close. The average comparison in terms of what this is going to save you over a regular vehicle if you were to drive it, the Pro will save you about $4,250 over 5 years, and the Pro S will save you only $4,000. VIN numbers, these are very close in spec. This is a 407XX. This is a 486XX VIN number, so probably built within the same couple of months from each other. Some of the differences here, they're both glacier white. The difference here though is the Pro comes with the painted roof, whereas the Pro S in the gradient comes with the black roof, which I think is a lot better of a look. The Pro also comes with cloth seats, which we'll show you in a little bit, whereas you get the lunar gray leatherettes. Now, let me just talk to you a little bit about the Pro S. There are two leatherettes interiors that you can get. One is like the charcoal black, and it has this brown dash. I didn't like it at all, so I was really trying to find a Pro S with the leather, lunar gray leather, which I was able to find, and to me that looks a lot better. The first editions, you could get them with the lunar gray, but they came with a white steering wheel, which I didn't really want. So I was really making sure that I just got the Pro S. Charging wise, both of these will charge at 11 kilowatts on AC, which is basically level 2 when you plug it in at home. And then they also will charge at 125 kilowatts DC fast charging. Just to talk about some of the similarities that these cars have from a safety and driver assistance standpoint, both these cars have advanced airbag protection, 8 airbags, anti-slip regulation, electromagnetic mechanical brake booster, electronic brake pressure distribution, EBD, brake assist system, electronic stability control, electronic differential lock, intelligent crash response, automatic post-collision braking system, lower anchors and tethers for children and latch system, tire pressure monitoring system, light assist, high beam control for headlights. Both cars have that. Dynamic road sign display. Both cars have that. Park distance control, both in the front and the rear. They both have rear view camera systems, although I will tell you the Pro S, it's better with the 12-inch monitor. Although both these cars, the rear view camera compared to the Model Y that we just traded in, it's really interesting, but the camera seems a bit fisheye like to me. I don't love that. The IQ Drive is quite amazing on both cars. You get travel assist, it's kind of a semi-automated driving experience, very similar to Tesla in a lot of ways. Actually, I think it's actually better. When you change lanes, if you don't have full self-driving in a Tesla, you actually click on the turn signal and that turns off the auto steer function, whereas here in the ID.4, it's really a driver assistance. So when you put the turn signal on, you just move over manually like you do with non-FSD on the Tesla, and then from there it'll pick up the auto steer in the lane centering directly. It's got adaptive cruise control with stop and go, although neither one of these cars up to this point has comes to a complete stop. It's got creep mode down to about 2 or 3 miles an hour. It's got emergency assist, semi-automated vehicle assistance, and a medical emergency, both of them. Forward collision warning, autonomous emergency braking, and pedestrian warning. Both cars have that as well. And then they also have active side assist or blind spot monitoring and rear traffic assist. The blind spot monitoring is great, built into the mirrors themselves. And what I find is that if you're about to change lanes and you have a car there, the active blind spot monitoring system will blink at you, which is quite interesting. The other thing is you're able to actually adjust the how bright you want the LED lights within the turn signals to be. So very, very good technology and convenience. It's got an ID light, which is something that's a couple of times has come on when if I'm not paying attention. There's this beam across, it's a light across the entire base of the windshield that lights up in red, and the car yells at you and wakes you up. It's quite amazing. And both cars also have advanced keyless access for the front doors, as also the liftgate. The liftgate on the ID.4 Pro S, as you'll see in a bit, that is a power liftgate, which is quite nice. In terms of the warranty, both of them are the same. You've got 4 years, 50,000, whichever comes first. On the battery itself, it's got 8 years or 100,000 miles of warranty, and it's got 7 years, 100,000 miles in terms of corrosion or any kind of rust protection. You've got scheduled carefree maintenance on both cars, which is 2 years, 20,000 miles, whichever comes first. and both cars come with 24-hour roadside assistance for 3 years, 36 miles. And let's not forget that when you buy or lease a brand new ID.4 or even a used one, it comes with 3 years of Electrify America charging, as I mentioned before, which is an incredible value. Last time I checked here in Connecticut, gas, at least premium, is close to $4 a gallon. It's about $3.89 on average from just my little simple check that I've been doing. So anyway, that's really all the things that these cars have in common in terms of safety and driver assistance, technology, convenience, warranty information, and 24-hour roadside assistance, plus EA. Awesome. So one of the greatest features of this ID.4 Pro S is that you can actually use your foot to open the back hatch. Watch this. Oh, wait. This is the Pro. Sorry. Well, you got to actually lift it. Well, I'll tell you, it opens up nicely. But when you want to shut the Pro hatch, there's this little false button right here. And you actually have to pull this handle and use your muscles. And then, oh, it's not that hard, let's be honest. But on the Pro S, check this out. You just come up, you kick, and it opens. You put your groceries in there, and then as soon as everything is loaded, you hit the button, and it's not a blank switch. Hit the button, and you're good to go. I love that. Now, for me personally, this may sound a little crazy, but I just am not a fan of the white painted roof on the Pro. The black rails are nice. You've got the shark fin GPS antenna or XM, Sirius XM antenna up there, which looks nice. But it extends out white all the way across this little spoiler in the back there. And I mean, it's nice, it's great, but I really like the look, almost sort of Range Rover-esque, dare I say Tucson, Hyundai Tucson Limited with the black roof with the white. I've always loved the look of that, but look at this black roof here. And what's interesting is it's all one solid piece of, or it looks all solid black, and including the rear spoiler being black. What's interesting though is the glass roof. It doesn't open, but the moonroof inside this thing just is awesome, as I'm sure you've seen in many other videos. A couple other outdoor features. You'll see that there is right over here, this trim here. Again, a small thing compared to the trim on the Pro that is just black there. Really not that big of a deal. Also, on the Pro, you'll see that you have just a basic black bumper in the back here, whereas on the Pro S, you've got a nice metal strip running right along here as well, which I think looks pretty sweet. It comes across and shows quite nicely. Again, the wheels on the Pro are not bad. I mean, those are the 19s. They look really good. I don't think they really look any worse than the 20s. I mean, to a keen eye, maybe you can tell the difference. One small thing here, you see this one says Pro S. I don't know if that's worth $6 grand versus just Pro. And I apologize for these cars being somewhat dirty, but you know, from the outside, both have these deep tinted windows, which are very nice. And there's really not that much more on the outside exterior. There is one more thing I do want to talk about in terms of the exterior of the cars, and it's the headlights. I can tell you that the headlights on the Pro S, I don't think they're really that much better projection-wise at night by themselves. But a couple of things. When you do put on your turn signal, they have a side indicator light that actually brightens up the whole side of your car, which I think is a tremendous safety feature. And then also, you'll see that the Pro S has a different type of a fixture here. I don't know if you can zoom in on this, but this is kind of a different thing right here. And it's also got a LED daytime running headlight running light that goes the full outside exterior of the bulb. And when you put your turn signal on, that turns to an amber color, which I think is quite a nice thing. Whereas if you look at the Pro, it's got an LED strip here, but a very different kind of a bulb inside there. And then this piece right here that runs along is actually just a white strip. I mean, it looks fine, and this is not lit, and then this is not lit here. But on the Pro S over here, what happens is this LED light strip, it actually continues on as a light right over here. And then this sort of, not in a super ostentatious Mercedes kind of way, lights up. And I think it's pretty cool. So let's take a look at our range test. I'm sitting now in the Pro, as is evidenced by the cloth seats, as you can see down here. And we just drove 26 miles, an average of 18 miles per hour. We did have it on 95 in the Merit, but as you saw in the video, there was a lot of traffic. We were driving around slow, averaged 3.6 miles per kilowatt hour in the Pro. So let's go over and see what the Pro S did on the same trip. All right, so here we are in the Pro S. For the same exact trip, 26 miles, an average of 18 miles per hour, 3.3 miles per kilowatt hour, versus the Pro, driving in the same exact space, into the same exact speeds, for the same exact mileage and time, 3.3 miles per kilowatt hour. So I think it is absolutely, the Pro is more efficient, and by, 0.3 miles per kilowatt hour on a very small trip. So it's the combination of the size of the wheels, potentially the weight of this glass roof. I don't know if that really would help, but clearly in my little, very unscientific, controlled experience with the help of my lovely wife, Kathy, driving the other car, there's a difference between the Pro and the Pro S. The Pro is absolutely more efficient, at least when you're comparing it to the Pro S with the Gradient that has the 20-inch wheels. Okay, so here we are in the interior of the Pro, again, the base one. And there are a lot of things that are very similar, exact same between the Pro and the Pro S. Both cars have dual climate zones. Both have a leather-wrapped steering wheel. Both have tilting and telescopic steering wheel. The thing about that is it's kind of a manual thing that you can adjust in or out. And it's actually manual on the Pro S as it is on the Pro. Both have a center console. Each has inside there cup holders, plus also wireless charging for phones that support that. And it also has two USB-C ports inside there. Has cup holders here with a sort of a removable tray that maybe they'll be coming out with some additional components for that, which is kind of cool. This is the auto dimming rear view mirror, which this particular car, as does the Pro S, both have a compass inside of it, but also the HomeLink suspension. That was a $325 option. Each one of these have reading lights. Now, the cool thing about these reading lights is that you don't even have to touch the reading lights. You can just put your hand up next to them and then they go on, which is pretty neat. So that's kind of cool. Both have that. There's ambient lighting inside both of these vehicles, and it's a strip. It's hard to see during the day, but in the Pro you get, I think, 6 or 7 different colors. In the Pro S you get about 30 different colors and different themes and different modes. So I have to play with that. Both cars come with heated seats with armrests. You see these armrests down here, which are quite nice. Now, one of the biggest differences between the Pro and the Pro S, we mentioned earlier that it has cloth seats, which you can see in the back are quite nice. In the back seat, there is no center console that pops down, and there also is no way to put a long object in between, through the seats. They're 60/40 fold down seats. There is climate control front and rear on both cars, but these front seats, the thing about it, the Pro, these are manual adjusted seats except for maybe 4 different things. There's no lumbar support on the Pro seats, whereas in the Pro S you've got lumbar support. So these are 6-way partial power seats in the Pro, and 4-way manual. So you basically have to move them forward and back with a handle. Not a big deal, but the lumbar is kind of a big deal. These are not memory seats. The mirrors are not memory mirrors, and but the Pro S, okay, 12-way power lumbar adjustable seats with massaging seats. Now, on a lot of very high-end cars, you'll get massaging seat in the driver's seat, but not in the passenger seat. In the ID.4 Pro S, you get it in both the passenger seat and the driver's seat as well. And I have to say that they're very good seats. Now, I mentioned before when I was driving that the display here on the Pro is a 10-inch display. And it's fine, it's great. It's actually quick and snappy. It's got these gesture controls that I haven't quite figured out yet, but it works great. And the integration with Apple CarPlay on both cars is excellent. I would say though that the display on Waze, in terms of the way with which it actually shows you, is much better on the 12-inch screen that you'll see. So there's no functional difference between the two. They do the same exact thing. So if you're looking for a lot more technology that's inside the Pro S, perhaps you're looking for a better stereo system or something like that, there really isn't any big difference there. But the 12-inch display for me makes a big difference. Let's jump on over into the Pro S interior, and I'll show you some of the differences, some of the features that car has that this one doesn't. Okay, so we're inside the Pro S, and one of the things you'll notice right off the bat is this has the lunar gray interior, leatherette, VTEX they call it, and it really is gorgeous. It's perforated seats in the front and the rear. There's a lot of room in both cars. There's no difference there. But one of the things you'll see is, unlike in the Pro, there is a center armrest with cup holders, as well as a pass-through for skis or what have you. Moving on to the front seats, though, the seats have these really cool ID.4 or ID logos, because I know there's an ID.3, there's an ID.4, there's a whole bunch of different, ID.5 I think is coming out as well. But these seats in the front have, I can't stress this enough, massaging seats. My wife Kathy thinks that's worth the $6,000 itself. We did a small road trip earlier. Please wait.
Please repeat.
What? Okay, I don't want to repeat, and I don't need your help, so just leave me alone. In any event, the massaging seats are incredible. It comes with a friend. I don't know her name yet. I got to give her a name, but you know, incredibly much more premium interior is the way best to describe it. And then if you point the camera up, you'll see that this has the glass roof. Now, it's a fixed pano roof with a power shade that basically turns it into it looks just like the Pro when it's closed, but when you open it up, it is absolutely one of the nicer roofs I've come across in the car industry. Very similar to the Y, the Model Y. It doesn't have any brakes in it at all. There's no crossbars or anything like that. Oh, one small thing, it has these four oh holy smokes handles even on the driver's side, which I like. Both ID.4s have that. Let's focus really quickly. Last piece I want to focus on inside is this 12-inch display, and I think you can see the difference. Hopefully you can. I see a big difference, not functionally, but just in terms of the display. And I think the early pre-production models, from what I was told by Kyle, were a little laggy in the Pro S's and the first editions, the 12-inch displays. They call them the Discover Pro Max. Includes voice control. The voice control is quite honestly not that great. I just use Siri. I've used it a couple of times, but this display really does make a big difference. Again, both cars come with Sirius navigation. I've bought cars before in the past where you had to pay $600 more just to have the Sirius XM module and then the antenna on the roof. It comes with 3 months of free Sirius. I love the word free, right? 3 years free EA, 3 months free Sirius. Of course, you can stream Sirius from your app using CarPlay. You've got all the different apps that are inside with respect to CarPlay, but this is really good stuff. Let's go on the outside one last time and we'll wrap this video up. So the verdict. Thank you for all those that have stuck with me through this video. I've really tried to give you at least some of my impressions of the differences between these two cars. And the question really comes down, is it worth $6,000 more for the Pro S VW ID.4 versus the Pro? Before I say that, I just want to thank Kyle's mom for helping me make this video today. She did an awesome job of following me right behind me, staying at the same exact speed, and it was great. Very good controlled, very unscientific but controlled experiment that we did. And so the truth is, the Pro S is a pure luxury. If you just need the best Volkswagen, I should assume not the best Volkswagen, but well, maybe it is the best Volkswagen, but the best electric vehicle value on the market today, just go with the Pro. This car does everything that the Pro S does, and it actually does it even better, as we just witnessed in our very small little range test that we did today. It gets better mileage, and there's nothing different. Now, keep in mind, these are both the rear-wheel drive versions of the car. Very shortly, they'll be announcing out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, the all-wheel drive versions of these cars, which will have 100 extra horsepower, and they'll have all-wheel drive. That's going to be a lot of fun to test those cars as well. But, you know, for me, personally, I like the extra features of the Pro S. Now, I bought the ID.4 Pro. I had it for an extended period of time. I put about 950 miles on it. I enjoyed it so much, I decided I wanted to go out and find the Pro S. And it wasn't just finding the car, but I had to find the right deal. And what's interesting is Vroom ended up buying this car for me for a very nice penny, which was great. And then I found a dealership down in Rockville, Maryland. I want to thank, just a quick shout out to Orsman Volkswagen out in Rockville for giving me a super hot deal on this Pro S. And that's what made it possible for me to trade the Pro for the Pro S. If the economics didn't make sense for me the way that I structured the deal, I wouldn't have done it. But what do you really get for the extra $6,000 between the Pro and the Pro S Gradient? You get the 20-inch wheels, you get the black roof, you get the metal sort of roof rails. Okay, so I like that. For me, I thought it was great. The glass roof is truly amazing. I think that's incredible. The leatherette seats, the VTEX leatherette seats with the memory and the massaging seats, really, really good massaging seats. And again, not just on the driver's side, but on the passenger side as well. The 12-inch display, much better for me. No functional difference. You're not losing anything by going with the Pro over the Pro S. But for me, just visually, you're getting a lot more real estate space to see, in my case, the Waze screens with the virtual Apple CarPlay. You do get better headlights in terms of the cornering, and there are some additional functions for seeing around the sides. And then the illuminated front bar is what's really great. But you know, the most important feature that you can get on an ID.4 is actually not available on either the Pro or the Pro S. It only came standard on the first edition, and it was really bugging me. So I went on eBay and I solved the problem. Come, let me show you what I did. Check this out. You know, Kyle, our son, says this is the happiest car being sold today, and I agree with that, right? But the thing that makes it happy are the pause and play buttons. And for $150, I was able to solve the problem. And so I really made this car complete. Very easy retrofit, the first mod that I made to the car. I want to thank all of you for being with us today here on Out of Spec Reviews. I enjoyed taking my time to put this video together. I hope you enjoyed watching it. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out in the comment sections. I'll try to respond back to you. Best of luck and best of hunting for your ID.4. They're tough to find, my friends.